Hey everybody, it's been a minute, but welcome back to the 6th round post-fight show with me, Zane Simon, and my co-host, Eddie Mercado.
Hey,
Back again from the hinterland. Out there, out there. You were lost in space, right? You've been out.
lost in space. Yeah,
Yeah. NASA sent you up on something and they just forgot about you.
yeah.
Like
They
those
were
like those
supposed.
International Space Station satellite people that got stuck after the doors didn't work.
Yeah, they were supposed to do a bunch of tests on me to figure out what's wrong with me, but they forgot I was in space, so we never
Yeah.
got around to
Yeah.
it. So,
Yeah. Nobody knows. They just know. All they know is he's broken.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm still here.
All right, so we're coming to y'all just from the end of UFC Vegas, Dolidze versus Hermanson, and putting Roman Dolidze in a main event. Not a great move, but the card turned out to be pretty fun. Little wilds here and there, a lot of stuff. We didn't get a lot of finishes on the main card, but all the fights were fun.
Yeah, I had a good time, all things considered.
I missed almost all the prelims, but I went back and watched all the important stuff because it only took about 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, there was some cool stuff. We got a fucking rampage style power bomb.
Mm-hmm.
That was epic. So yeah, I had a good time. This is like I would say this card overperformed.
Oh yeah, it was not well booked.
Defense.
Not well booked, but definitely overperformed. Most notably, man, Dolidze got absolutely shit kicked all around that cage in a really satisfying way for everyone that has been ever bored to death by watching a Roman Dolidze fight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't have as much. I guess my memory doesn't go there with Dolidze. Like I think of like the Kessler pound ground.
You don't think of the Nasruddin Imavov fight or that Anthony Smith fight or the 2 Marvin Vettori fights.
No, they escaped me. I don't know. I think that that Hermanson fight just imprinted on me.
Yeah, you got the one cool win. Yeah. You and all the rest of the people on the broadcast booth who were shocked by how bad he gassed, and
I wasn't shocked that he gassed.
No, I wasn't shocked. Him to gas. Yeah. No, this was a great turn up for Hernandez. He came out with just the right game plan, pressed Dolidze hard straight out of the gate, ate a bunch of shots for it, had a bunch of competitive scrambles, but the big thing was he just knew keep taking him down, keep making him throw, keep the output high, keep the pressure high, never settle into an actually prolonged grappling battle with Dolidze, make him get back up every single time he tries to play guard and slow it down. And it was perfect.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. He was well aware of the leg lock game that Dolidze was trying to employ, and did a phenomenal job of keeping his knees safe and out of harm's way and not letting Dolidze roll under him. Yep. Dolidze did a couple times, but every time Hernandez was able to escape. Very savvy to it.
Yeah, I actually really liked, DC's always a little bit on his bullshit, but I did like him calling really hard, by the after the second round, just being like, for Dolidze, he's like, why are you spending so much time on your knees here if you only ever want to settle into guard? Like, just roll.
No. I disagree with that altogether.
No?
Yeah, DC don't know what he's talking about, respectfully. But Dolidze was doing that because he can roll for a knee, and that's like his Hail Mary, and that's like all he was thinking on. That's like his one-hitter quitter. So that's why, in my opinion, he kept going to that position all turtled up so he can roll for a leg.
And that was like, I think that was not a bad idea the first couple of times, but once it became clear that Hernandez just had the read, like, it just wasn't going to happen.
Right, but what else was he going to do?
Yeah.
That was all he had to go off of. That was like his, he was willing to die on that hill, and he did.
He did. Yeah, no, he died. Really, like a brutal, as the people in my life that are saying, like that was a domestic assault choke that Hernandez finished him with.
The man started walking backwards with the rear naked choke applied.
Yeah, that was pure dragging the guy who's too drunk out of the club kind of choke. You know.
Who did Jan do that to somebody?
Well, Jan bulldog choked, where he had the guy like under his armpit, and he bulldog choked him. This is right in that same class, though. Yeah. This is pure bouncer energy kind of choke.
Yeah, Big Brother energy.
Yeah,
this was definitely Big Brother sibling rivalry.
It's a fight in the family when you're getting choked like that.
Yeah, it's like you ate my Doritos, you son of a bitch. Yeah, so, that was nice.
It was.
That's like an exhaustion submission there.
Oh yeah, no, I mean the foul to the point taken to the knees to the face
he was getting strangled and deducted a point at the same time.
Like it was just on every level. That was a moment where Dolidze was just. I mean, he had to. I won't even blame him. Like Dom's out there, like, man, he just quit, and it's like he had to quit. Like that is a point in this fight where you're desperately clinging to that cage. You're getting kneed in the head. The guy starts choking you and dragging you. It's just like, no, you got to be done. Like that. That is the point to quit. That is a sensible point where you're done.
Yeah. Hernandez broke Dolidze.
Yeah,
he broke that man. Masterful. I mean, the way Hernandez puts it, he's so unassuming. He is the dark horse of the division. Like, I absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm.
He's just, man, people just cannot hang.
No, when he is on his A game, when everything is clicking and rolling for him. I mean, he may not be the same level of athlete, but he understands the basic concept that Khabib was out there trying to put forward, which is just, you make the fight about it's not about whether or not I want to wrestle or whether or not I can get a takedown. I am wrestling and you have to stop me. I am going to break you with this unless you can stop me. That is the whole fight. That is the entire idea. And Hernandez gets it. Like, you don't have to be an insanely better athlete than somebody if you know in your head, it doesn't matter how many takedowns I get. It doesn't matter when I get the takedowns. It doesn't matter what positions you go to. I'm just going to go out there and wrestle you through this canvas every step of the way. And you have to make me stop doing that.
I think we can say that cardio is a form of athleticism.
Oh, yeah. But it's also just confidence, too, to know that, like, I'm not getting tired out of this. Like, I will be doing what I want to do. It doesn't matter whether a takedown because you see a lot of guys who wrestle and who clearly work hard and all that, and they get a takedown stuff. They start to panic, like, oh, I needed that takedown. Oh no, what am I going to do? Saw Nick Klein the other week, like a couple of takedowns don't work, and then suddenly a minute later he's getting slept by, Puliaev. And it's just, but Hernandez, it's like, okay, I don't care if I didn't get the takedown. I made you have to wrestle with me, and I'm just going to keep making that happen. Like, you're going to have to.
He understands the grind. He understands making your opponent carry their weight and have to work to get up. Yeah. So it's almost like he'll relinquish. He'll let you work to get back to your feet because he knows he's going to take you down, and he knows he's taxing the gas tank.
Yeah, he understands as long as he can get a hand on you, get you pushed backwards, get you responding, you're playing his game. And
I mean, he's like, I don't know, man. He is the dark horse. Like, the streak he's on right now is insane. Some of the guys he's beating, I mean, he's kind of like one fight away from a title shot.
Yeah. I mean, the run he's on, look at this division right now. You know, he jumps over Roman Dolidze. He slides into the top 10. And I mean, you know, you got guys like, obviously Chimaev is lined up for the next title shot here. And then you've got Bahayo versus Imavov is booked. And if, say, Hernandez can beat, I mean, I think, you know, match him up with Reiner de Ritter
100%
right now. And if he can win that fight, then you've got a title fight going on. You've got an ex-contender. All he has to do then after that is potentially sit and wait for a few months, and he might fall right into, off one more win, he could fall right into the title picture. So,
yeah, and honestly, I doubt anything's going to happen in that Kaio fight to where...
that could be a fight boring enough that it doesn't actually crown a contender.
Exactly. So, yeah, RDR and Fluffy, I love everything about this.
That's a fight that they need to make. I did see somebody got here, another worldview, saying Herb Dean must have felt sorry for Dolidze because he let him grab the fence repeatedly. MMA doesn't punish anybody for fouling. But I will say, this is actually a kind of interesting point on why points get taken and when and what for, is that refs are actually coached to, you take a point in part in response to the impact that a foul had on the fight. Like if somebody gets kicked in the dick so hard they're throwing up, then that's a much better reason to take a point than if somebody gets kicked in the balls and they're like, oh man, that kind of hurt, and then they just wave it off.
Well, if they throw up, the fight's over. But yes, I understand.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying. And so in this case, literally, Dolidze grabbed the cage like 10 times out there. It had zero impact on the fight.
Remember, he even had the single digit. He's like holding the pinky.
Yep. Yeah.
In the turtle position, and then Fluffy's just what is this? Look at this.
Yeah, but it didn't impact the fight at all. So I can see an argument for why the ref wouldn't necessarily take a point there. I think they should have. I think, when somebody's clinging to the cage that much, you got to just do something. Show that there is a real rule here that you got to protect. But I also understand the argument that it didn't impact the fight at all. It's not a meaningful foul in that case.
You think they should switch to plexiglass?
Part of me loves that idea. It would be for 3 fights, it would be the ultimate viewing experience. And then it would get so spattered and smeared. And the thing with plexiglass is it's plastic, so it is minorly porous.
Yeah.
It's not glass. Stuff does soak into it. It will stay. So, you would have to be changing it out either all the time. I just think you can't. I don't think you can clean it well enough to keep it pristine enough to work.
You don't think so?
No, I think eventually you'd just be watching fights through a frosted shower door,
throughout the night?
Yeah, by the main card, there would just be big smears that the cameras would be trying to shoot through, and it would look shitty on TV.
Maybe. I mean, if they cleaned it between the fights.
Yeah, I don't think they
squeegee, a sham wow, maybe.
Maybe you could sham wow it.
A scrub daddy.
Really, I think that Adden here is right. Get the Yama pit back. Just the gentle slope. Do the karate combat thing.
Yeah.
That's the real truth.
Pits are weird, though.
Yeah, you can't actually sell any ringside seats to a pit. Everybody has to stand around it, or you could have elevated.
Yeah, I mean, it's an awesome experience to have the stand around. If you could actually stand around the pit, like karate combat. That's the best viewing experience.
Yeah, that is the best. But no, I think the cage has to stay. Honestly, I mean, I also kind of think that the best actual thing might be the ring with the net at the bottom. You know, where they had like you have the 5-sided, the M1 ring where they had like the 5-sided ring, and the bottom 2 ropes are netted, and all the other ones aren't.
Ropes are I don't like ropes.
I don't know.
And then they'll be grabbing the ropes.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no way to stop people grabbing it. But I think the plexiglass would get too nasty.
Let's just do glass then.
You do hockey glass?
Yeah. Why not?
Just hockey glass breaks still? Like you slam somebody into that hard enough.
7-Eleven or like the gas station, bulletproof glass. Just make it thick.
It would totally end up getting cracked. And then you'd have to replace it.
I think someone would crack their skull on it before it cracked.
You know what? I'm here for let's do a glass ring. A bulletproof glass ring. All right. You've talked me into it. But yeah, otherwise, you know, like I say, Hernandez, he could be in a 1 fight away from a title shot territory. For Dolidze, I mean, this was kind of a reality check that's been coming for a minute. There are plenty of fights out there for him. Could certainly do something like Dolidze versus Kopylov or Dolidze Whitaker. There's not a Dolidze fight I'm excited for, but you know.
Yeah, I know you
those kinds of things would make sense. All right. That gets us to Steve Ersig, Ode Osborne. And man, if Ersig was still kind of going through the badness of that knockout loss in his recent fights, in his Moreno fight, going through the Kai Kara France KO, I don't know that this is going to help a lot.
It'll help his confidence at least.
Yeah, you think? Getting almost slept by Ode Osborne?
Getting back into the win column?
Yeah, getting back into the wins column
is massive. Getting dropped and coming back and winning the fight, I think that's a plus for him.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I can take a punch. He didn't put me out. I got back up and I won the fight.
Yeah.
He needed this.
Technically, I will say, I think deep in my heart, it should be a draw. I think Ersig deserves. By the judging criteria, I expected him to get the win, but I would technically like to see that fight be a draw.
So you gave Ode a 10-8 in the first round?
Yeah. Ersig almost got melted. He was almost out of there like 2 or 3 times.
Maybe 2 times, but I thought he did a great job of surviving and staying back.
Survived and got
intelligent.
He got 30 seconds of back control. Yeah, I mean he was intelligent, but he didn't do anything in return to like damage Osborne.
True, but he got back in the fight.
He got back in the fight. I still think that could be a 10-8.
Could be. I didn't give it a 10-8, but I guess it could be.
I think. I mean, even Ersig afterward was like, it could have been a draw, you know.
Would have been the end of the world.
I think it feels like a draw, even though I know that Ersig winning is fine. You know.
I didn't see it as a draw. I didn't feel like it was a draw. And shout out to everyone who picked up Ersig on the live line when he flipped to an underdog.
Yeah. I was watching when he got melted and Osborne went to the ground with him. I was like, oh, Ersig's gonna win this. Like that is exactly the kind of huge mistake problem that has plagued Ode Osborne throughout his UFC career. He's clearly super fast. He's clearly dynamic. He's got skills, but he doesn't have control. He doesn't know how to control a fight, how to keep a fight in front of him, how to keep an opponent, how to gain momentum and keep it so that his opponent is always fighting from behind. And the moment he let Ersig back into the grappling of that fight, it's like, nah, you're not. Ersig is a much better fighter at actually taking over momentum and keeping it than you are. and you gave away that momentum that you gained.
Yeah, it's crazy though seeing Ersig look so skittish on the feet.
Yeah, no, I mean that he might end up one of the poster boys for mismanaged careers if that Kai Kara France career KO doesn't stop living in his head. If he goes out there and he becomes Josh Koscheck, where he's just always pawing at the eye, so to speak, then it's going to feel like a big mistake that his team just rushed him straight into a title shot and he ended up fighting only elite fights through his UFC career.
Yeah, I mean, I was crying for a softball for Ersig.
Yeah. And this was it. Like, this was the softball, and you can even still feel that the skittishness is there, that the worry is there.
So I'm going to go ahead and say Ersig needs another softball.
Yeah.
He's going to be a paper ranking guy.
He needs, let's see, looking at the flyweight rankings here.
Nobody in the division.
He needs, well, let's see. Yeah, I mean, he probably, the right fight would probably be like Alex Perez.
The right fight's Tim Elliott, but he's booked.
Yeah, Tim Elliott's booked against Kaya Sakura.
So the winner or loser of that fight, whichever's Tim Elliott.
Yeah, whichever's Tim Elliott.
Yeah.
Or you could also do like Asu Amabayev got that win over Jose Ochoa. I still don't think Amabayev is dangerous in that division at all. He's a grinding fighter, but he's really controlling.
Yeah. I feel like that's a safe fight for her.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like, I'm already scared for a safety out there.
Yeah. And that's bad at flyweight, especially.
Yeah. Fucking flyweight.
It's especially bad at flyweight. Not only because they aren't big hitters and not everybody shouldn't be hurting him this way, but also because flyweights are actually good and technical. So if everybody in that division sees that there are problems in your game, they are all going to key in on it. It's not light heavyweight or heavyweight where you can kind of have a huge hole in your game that nobody will really figure out for like 8 years running.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, they are all going to figure this out. Even if they don't have, even if Tim Elliott doesn't have the power to put you asleep, he's going to look at you and say, oh, if I throw big overhands at this guy, he's going to back up with his chin up and his hand's not up at his chin every time. So I should just go after him and try to make that happen.
Yeah. See, and Tim Elliott, I can see doing that.
Yeah.
For sure. Amabayev, though, I don't think is capable of doing that.
No.
So
that might be the right fight.
We can book that one.
Sure. But, great for Ersig to claw it back, get a win. It was entertaining, really back and forth, got the drama in there. And right at the end there, you get that picture of, like, why Ersig should still be a huge favorite in fights like that. Like, when he was on top of Osborne in a seriously dominant position, you felt like if there had been 10 more seconds in round 3, that fight would have been finished.
Yeah, probably. It was trending that way.
Yeah.
It was definitely trending that way.
It's just
I hope Ersig has always spoken that way.
Yes, he has.
Okay.
He has always had that really thick lisp.
Okay, because it's the same as the CTE.
No, I know it's very slurry, but you can watch Steve Ersig tape from 5 years ago, and he has clearly always had a pretty severe speech impediment.
Okay. Wow. That's good news.
Yes.
As weird as that sounds.
I know.
Goodness.
Yeah. And otherwise, for Ode Osborne, like, I feel bad, but this is also why you're in the position of being a bounce back fight. The talent is there, but the consistency is just not. So
yeah,
you could fight Jose Ochoa, though. I'd be up for that after Ochoa lost to Almabayev.
That would be a fucking banger.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do that. All right. That brings us to a women's strawweight bout. Yasmin Lucindo, Angela Hill, and just a little too. I had the feeling Connor on the Vivi tried to talk me into Hill being a crafty enough vet and Lucindo being enough like Ketlin Souza or Luana Pinheiro or Denise Gomes for Hill to scrape out a close win. It's like, I think Lucindo's just a little too fast and a little too young.
Mm-hmm. A little too spry.
Little too spry.
A little too well-rounded, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
She was doing the veteran shit out there. She was mixing in the takedowns, doing the grappling.
Yeah, and it was, the big thing really was just she was very willing to be a physical bully and really sit down in the pocket and just say, okay, we'll each throw 3 strikes, and I know for certain I'm going to hurt you more than you hurt me.
Yeah, that's what I really liked was her combination punching.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate.
Yeah.
I'm throwing 3 at a time every time.
Because that's the big thing with Hill and like the other fighters she's beat lately is that like even when they can have a physical edge over her, they don't trust themselves enough to sit down and implement it and just sit on that physicality. And Lucindo really she sat down and so Gary asking, can we get a ooh 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 ooh?
What the fuck is that?
Lucindo throwing every combination.
Ooh
ooh ooh.
Yo, Ki.
Just little ooh. You don't hear the oohs so much. You hear the ish, 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 ha, ha, ha. But ooh that was a new one.
Whatever, it works.
Yep. Hey, control the breathing.
Control the breathing, and you can use it in your cadence, right? Like you can make the sound and not throw something, and then throw something and not make the sound. So you can play with it. Too.
Solid fight, solid performance. Got the win over Hill, and that's honestly that to me is a quality win. Even Hill at 40, I honestly think Angela Hill is maybe the best fighter she's ever been right now. And for Lucinda to go out there and dominate her, that feels meaningful, for her being a top-ranked woman strawweight.
Yeah.
And Hill being an actual fellow ranked fighter. This feels like a good win.
No, a solid win, especially coming off that loss.
Yeah.
In Slamosh, to bounce back against another veteran who, is known for her volume but doesn't pack quite the same punch. Yep. I thought she did fantastic.
Yeah, and that could line her up for a fight with Tabitha Ricci or...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You got to do Ricci. That probably makes the most sense.
Ricci, Robertson, or Dern. Really, any of those 3 fights, I think they're all quality for her. So probably, I think
23 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, I think the Ricci fight makes the most sense, but there are a ton of options here. Like, even somebody here mentioning Zhao Nan. Like,
sure.
Yeah. There's pretty much every fight in there is a fight she hasn't had before that she could take. So, yeah, line Lucindo up for any of those. I think Ricci makes the most sense, but Dern needs a fight. Robertson needs a fight. I'd like to see Dern and Robertson actually fight each other. So, book that. But
so we can get that horrible striking match.
Yeah, there we go. All right. And as always, Angela Hill will just take whatever fight comes around next month. All right, that brings us to one for the olds. Andre Feeley, Christian Rodriguez. And, man, I picked Feeley going into this one.
Me as well.
And I loved seeing it. I love Christian Rodriguez. He's a great fighter.
Me
a lot
as
of fun.
well.
But the thing is that he just does not know how to and does not have a game designed to fight veterans yet. C-Rod's game is all about, I'm going to throw something at you, and then if you make a big mistake, I am going to take advantage of that mistake in a way that you did not think was possible. If you overthrow at me, if you shoot a takedown and try to out-scramble me, I'll lock you down in a position where you did not think you were going to get locked down, and I'll make this fight hell on you for all the mistakes you make. But if you're a veteran who just doesn't make a lot of mistakes, Rodriguez's game isn't all that well built to force it. You know, he's not a really sharp boxer. He overthrows himself a lot. He doesn't have good closing footwork. He gets himself out of position a lot. And Feeley, he did one of the best jobs I've ever seen of actually keeping his eyes active in the pocket, not getting overly predictable, and being able to slip a shot and respond with something. That's always a problem for Feeley. Is he often both exiting and entering the pocket, he gets too complacent defensively. And this looked like a fight where he really saw what Rodriguez was doing, saw the punches Rodriguez was throwing, and just stayed sharp, hit the counters, you know, didn't get caught in the headlights, and fought like a veteran.
Yeah, fought long.
Mm-hmm.
He fought long. And I picked Feeley because of that very reason. I thought C-Rod was going to struggle on the feet, and I didn't believe that he had so like C-Rod is really crafty in his scrambles, right?
Yeah.
Like, really crafty, very clever, but I feel like his grappling against someone as seasoned as Feeley wasn't going to pan out. Like, no. I just couldn't see him getting a bunch of takedowns and, you know, winning a bunch of I didn't think it was going to be a scrambly fight.
Like I say, his game is really made for like a young athlete who thinks that they can just bully you, and they come after C-Rod and they're like, I'm going to throw you around. And he's just like, okay, I'll scramble with you all day, and you're not ready for that.
Yeah.
But veterans who are like, I'm just going to go out here and I'm going to stay safe and I'm going to do what I do and make the reads and play my game, then suddenly it's on him to create. Yeah.
So in my mind, it was like, well, if the grappling is going to nullify one another, who's going to take the stand-up?
Yep.
There's no way I was going to pick C-Rod on the stand-up. And I love C-Rod, but Felix has been there, done that.
Yeah, you gotta take something big to Feeley to really put him out of there. And I'm glad to see him get this bounce back too, because I will say the way he dove into Melquizael Costa's sub in that last fight, it's just like, is your head in the game? Where, you know, he's talked about it even. He's like, I'm getting older, I got family, my attention's much more divided now. And this felt like a fight where he really had to stay concentrated, and he did.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Honestly, he was losing that first round until he wobbled C-Rod with that hook.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of turned the tide of the fight.
Yeah, it was a close fight all the way through, honestly. Like, I had Feeley edging it. I could see arguments for C-Rod in at least 2 rounds, but I'm saying I wouldn't have scored it. I would have scored it that way. I scored it for Feeley, but I'm just saying
1 and 2 were clearly Feeley, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I gave C-Rod the third. I thought he did more. He started doing more damage, really sitting down. And
he was more aggressive. But solid fight, though.
Yeah, just a veteran performance out of Feeley. Let's see. Is there a good, solid veteran fight he needs in that division right now? He's fought so many guys already. I mean, it'd be feeding a little, but I also think it's the right thing to do. Andre Feeley, Chepe Mariscal.
Oof. I love that fight.
Right?
I love some Chepe.
Yeah.
Chepe is like a bulldozer C-Rod. I think that we would get some. They're gonna scramble in that fight. Like they're gonna scramble.
Yeah.
Feely's wouldn't have a choice in that. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good fight for Chepe, and it's a hard fight for Feely, but like that's the position Feely's in. He's in gatekeeper territory. You know, somebody's Chad here saying we could not, fights like Emmett and Cater make sense, but I could see doing the Cater fight. I don't think I'd want to see him in the Emmett fight. Also, I think
Feely's teammates.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're longtime both team alpha male guys, so I don't think that would happen. But also, question 2, just to get around to it, is C-Rod at 145 a failed venture? I don't think so. I don't think he can make 135. He's shown that for a long time now. And I don't think the problem is that he's not strong enough or big enough for that division. I think the problem is that he's not a good enough striker, and he's just not experienced enough. He fights so well against prospects that people think he's a really experienced vet, when in reality he's like a 27-year-old with like 12 fights.
Right.
You know? He just needs more time to hone his craft. You know?
Yeah, I mean, there's no shame in losing to Rosa or Costa or Feely.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just better veteran fighters, and he does not have a game that's made to take on vets.
Not yet.
Not yet. I think it'll come, honestly. Let's see. That brings us to a bantamweight bout. Gene Matsumoto, Miles Johns, and I scored this for Matsumoto, 29-28.
Which is the correct scorecard, but go ahead.
I feel very bad for Johns because this is a situation that does not happen very often, which is that he got the only clear round of that fight, a really solid round 1. The other 2 rounds, close. I thought Matsumoto edged them both, but they're close. And it's rare that you see a fighter get have the clearest round in a fight, and the other 2 are close, and not then get the split. That, usually it tends to be if you get the clear round, judges are going to give you 2 other judges are going to give you one of those 2 close rounds, and you'll get the split. The other thing that sucked is Ben Cartledge out there, who turned in a scorecard. He turned in the scorecard for Miles Johns even, but he scored round 1 for Matsumoto. And it's like, what are you doing?
What the fuck?
Right?
That's horrible officiating there. That is horrible judging.
It was a terrible card. So I really do feel for Johns at the end there, just being flummoxed, and people were saying he left the cage in tears after that loss. Really felt like he had it. It was a close, tough fight. His problem is still that when he's a physically powerful fighter and an imposing wrestle boxer, but when his opponent doesn't shrink away from him, he doesn't maintain that energy. He doesn't bring the overwhelming wrestle boxing front foot pressuring fight that he came out and he took that fight to Matsumoto. And if Matsumoto had folded, we'd be talking about John's looking absolutely like a monster out there.
Right.
But when opponents don't fold against Johns, he doesn't maintain. And that's what happened here. Like, he just took his foot off the gas a little bit, and Matsumoto did not. Matsumoto was like, I'm coming after you. It may not have worked early, but I'm not going to shrink away from this fight at any point.
I think Johns did as well as he could with keeping the pace.
Yeah.
I think he was really redlining it the whole
Yeah, he was. It's always been a problem. Gassing has always been a problem for him.
And that's not a problem for Matsumoto.
No.
So, you're like, John took his foot off the gas, but
Yeah.
that's kind of, what else was, there's no other option for him.
Yeah. Great fight for Matsumoto, though. I mean,
it was a great fight for Johns, too.
Yeah,
Johns
it was, like I say, this is like as good as I've seen him look over 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Fighting really hard, nip tuck all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Really close fight. I thought it was an excellent performance. I mean, I can see why he'd be crushed because clearly he's done the work on his cardio. He's done the work in the gym. He's putting it all out there into this, and it's still just not enough. And for Matsumoto to have a guy coming after you like that, for him to be as young as he is and have a game that is as raw as his is, like he banks a lot on his physicality and his pace and his durability. So to have a fighter like Johns come after you like that and just to show once again, like, I'm not breaking, I'm not taking a step back. I'm going to stick to what works. I'm going to stick to my game plan. I'm going to stick to my tools. Like, that is the kind of confidence you want to see in a fighter where he's getting taken down, he's getting hurt, he's getting hit with shots, and he's not thinking, oh, I need to do something else. I need to change this fight. It's like, no, I need to keep going after this guy.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything that Johns could have done differently in this fight.
Yeah.
At all. Like I can't think of a single thing that he could have done differently because he looked so good for who he is. Like I feel like that was the best version I've ever seen of himself. And so, like, as a fighter, that's tough to bounce back from because it's like, what can I do differently? I mean, he did everything right, so to speak, just fought someone better.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that we love about fighting, and it's the hell of it is that, like, it is an ultimate proving ground of, like, are you actually good enough? You can't just go out there and put up 40 points while your team loses and say, oh, I did a great job in the game. My team isn't good enough. Like, no, this is all about you. Can you actually beat the guy? And
it's a great reminder that you can do everything right and still lose.
Yeah. It's rough.
You can show up. Let me put it this way. I don't think I said that right. You can show up the best version of yourself and still
not be good enough, We are getting Chad here is saying have him fight Ricky Simone. I don't mind that at all.
Sure.
And
I think Matsumoto said he just wants to be on the Brazil card.
Yeah. Hey, you also Davy Grant out there getting those wins. You could do Matsumoto, Davy Grant. Give him a chance to close the door on another hot prospect.
And he'd be a banger.
Yeah. Really, honestly, I mean, shit, you could have him again in there against Bryce Mitchell.
That's weird.
Right?
That's really weird.
He's got to be knocking right on the edges of that top 15. So, Simone, Mitchell, Grant. If you really want to get him up into the rankings, you could book him against Montel Jackson, which would be a hell of a hard fight.
But I like the Davy Grant fight.
Yeah. I like it too. That feels like a real young lion, old dinosaur kind of.
Yeah. I like it.
Kind of bout. All right. That brings us to a middleweight bout. CLD, Christian Leroy Duncan, Eric Anders. And, man, rough one for Anders. He,
your boy?
Your boy, yeah. I mean, I feel like Duncan, he's one of those fighters that if he's gonna beat you, he's gonna make it look like an absolute highlight. You are going to be part of his highlight reel if he's winning. So, kind of a messy, grimy fight for a couple of minutes, but if oh god damn it, Nate Marquardt wasn't so Christian nationalist pilled these days, he'd be hella proud of CLD for that Tekken combo he pulled out there.
that was beautiful.
Right?
It's like Cerrone level what he did to Story.
Spinning back kick to the hooks, to the knees, to just...
It was like inside leg kick, leg kick, inside leg kick touch to spinning elbow to wobble to just Fist of Fury.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Just
like this dude's 185 pounds out here doing this.
Yeah.
Right.
He is always fun. I know he's, hype wise, he's a level above. But actually, you know what? No, I was gonna say I thought he was ranked, but he's not. The only fight I really want to see right now, CLD Shara Bullet.
Sure.
Book it.
Sure. See, but CLD is going to need some new tactics, right? Well, I don't know, because he came out, he did the eye poke, right?
Yeah.
You got to be careful with Shara, right?
Yep.
You got to get the right eye. You get the wrong.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You can come out there poking all the eyes you want, and he'll just give you the bad one.
Yeah, you got to figure out something else. And then the cup check. So
speaking of which, I did want to give a little shout out to this, just because it was apparently Angela Hill even brought it up before the fight during fight week, and it did happen, and I do love it. It's Yasmin Lucindo out there when she was in Top Control, all chin in the eye, all the time.
Who won by that?
Mark Kerr, I think.
Was it Mark Kerr?
Yeah.
Was it over Igor?
Oh, was it?
Chechen? I think it was. Chin in the eye.
He did. Kerr had the chin to eye. Dan Bobish. Yeah.
He did it, Dan Bobish?
Yep.
Okay.
Submitted him via chin to the eye.
That's ridiculous.
It's Randy Couture Wrestling 101. You hear any interviews of Randy Couture talking about wrestling technique, it's just like drag the forearm across the face, put the chin in the eye, put your forehead just like right on their nose, just mash everything, make it suck all the time. And I love that from Lucindo, honestly. I hear Angela Hill complain about that. I'm like, everybody should be doing that. Like, it's
illegal, but yeah.
They just make the ref make it illegal.
Listen to you.
Refs aren't going to call that. They're not. And if they are, he didn't call it in this fight.
Yes, he did.
He mentioned it. He didn't
He
didn't stand him up. He didn't take the position away.
It was a nice warning.
Yeah. Make him warn you. Like, it's such a gray area foul. It's like John Jones headbutting people in the chest. Totally illegal, but make the ref do that work.
Okay. So, Igor Vovchanchyn, he lost via chin in the eye to Mikhail Ilukin.
There you go.
Back in November 25th of 1995.
It's great. This is MMA. This is good MMA wrestling. Is what I'm saying. It's like these are the rules work for you, not against you. You look at the rules and you say, okay, what explicitly does it say I can do and not do? I'll push right up against that line.
What does the rule say about eye pokes? Do you know what the verbiage is?
Oh, I don't. MMA.
Does it say fighters are not allowed to eye poke, or does it say you can't eye poke your opponent? Because I'm thinking, like, what if you poke yourself in the eye? Do you get warned?
You get a point docked, yeah.
If you poke yourself in the eye? Right?
I'm saying you should, but no.
But like, would you get a warning, but also get like 5 minutes if you poke yourself in the eye?
Let's see. ABC MMA. You should get no time.
Well, I bring this up because during the Feeley fight, his coaches were telling him to slap the hands, box the hands. And I remember him doing that, and C-Rod almost poked himself in the eye. So, like, if you punch your opponent's hand and they poke themselves in the eye, is that a foul?
I mean, no, technically it wouldn't be. Let's see.
So if you poke yourself in the eye, do you get time to recover?
Eye gouging of any kind, eye gouging by means of fingers, chin, or elbow is illegal.
So legal, even to yourself?
Yeah, but it's not like you wouldn't be able to claim a foul if you poke yourself in the eye. It's all about what your opponent is doing to you.
But it doesn't say that.
It's true. It doesn't.
Damn. So I guess technically you could get 5 minutes of recovery time if you poke yourself in the eye.
You could argue for it. A good ref would not give it to you, but you could argue for it.
This is something that needs to be explored here.
I'm just saying, though, that things like chin in the eye, headbutting the chest, those kinds of weirdo fouls that are clearly illegal, but like make the ref do that work for you.
Oil checks.
Yeah. Make the ref have to actually tell you not to do that.
Grabbing the fence.
Yeah. I mean,
grabbing the glove. Yeah. Grabbing the shorts.
This is, GSP was the master of poking somebody in the eye when he needed a little time.
I mean,
so was Chuck Liddell.
John Jones is the master.
Yeah, I mean, John Jones. Yeah, John Jones is the master. But
he's got underlings.
You're great champs. Jose Aldo loved himself a fence grab. You time that just right. Chad Mendez ain't champ. That's the way it is. All right. That brings us to the bad part. Julius Walker, Rafael Sakira. I came in just for the end of this fight, and this was Struggle City.
Man, I like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was fun for me. Just
two sloppy, gassed out light heavyweights.
I loved it.
Going
it was
for broke.
So sloppy. It was so sloppy and regional feeling. And like that last round was just nuts. Like they're just teeing off on each other, and then the other dude rocks them, and like dude jumps the ghillie like an idiot and fucking gets grounded on. So
Rafa Sakira might be the worst fighter to ever look actually dangerous in a fight. Like he goes out there, you see him do something like, oh, that dude's dangerous. And then you watch him for like 2 minutes, like, what are you doing, man? What is this? Can't be your plan.
Walker's not much better, to be honest.
No, well, Walker just doesn't look dangerous is the thing. Sakira actually looks dangerous. Walker goes out there and he's a cage grind merchant. And you're like, okay, you're trying to grind your way through this. I don't know if you can or not, but
Yeah, this was bad in a good way.
Yeah. I caught the end of it, but definitely one of those. I mean, Walker gets the win. He's a grinder. They'll find other guys for him to fight, but his game is dramatically undercooked to fight at this level.
He at least wobbled Rafael
Sakira. Yeah, that would be a good thing if Sakira hadn't been brutally slept by every other half decent fighter that he's faced. Like, only being able to wobble him is actually kind of a sign of concern at light heavyweight. But that brings us to a much more thrilling part of the fight, or part of the card. Elijah Smith, Toshiomi Kazama.
Knockout of the year candidate right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Power bombed him through the octagon floor.
This is how beautiful this was and how educated this was, right? Smith, he gets caught in this triangle. And Kazama right away starts pulling down the head to keep the posture broken. We'll get into what he could have done differently. But the second he starts doing that, Smith goes up for the powerbomb, lifts him up, right? And as he's in the air, he takes his left hand and like finds the face.
Find the face frame.
Oh, beautiful. And then when he slams him, jumps into it, brings all his weight down. So Kazama lands on his head with the weight of his hand, putting all that weight down. That's like you're it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna pick you up and slam you and hope for the best. That's like, hey, I know how to fucking slam you to put you out in this position.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's
when Rampage did it, that was just raw horsepower force.
Yeah.
This was a technical power bomb.
Yeah.
This was awesome.
No, it was. And I realized scary too. Kazama has apparently been cleared. He was fine. They announced on the broadcast, all that. But it is, I mean, it's the lesson that, why you don't see a lot of pure lockdown guard grapplers anymore in MMA, because the slam, if it comes to you, it's going to be brutal,
Yeah, so Kazama, he just instantly pulled down the head. I understand the posture, but he should have taken one hand and grabbed his own shin for the posture and took the other hand to cup the leg. And not just to avoid the slam, but to cut the angle to properly lock up the triangle. So he tried to stay head on. You really need to get perpendicular to your opponent. So he just made a tactical error.
I think a lot of that, too, speaks to just how ready Smith was to pick him up and slam him the moment that triangle went on. Like, that was not on for more than a second before Smith was just like, up. And, like it. He was ready. He's probably been waiting his whole career for that moment.
100%. He trains that.
Yeah.
It's like Jordan Levitt when he knocked out Matt Wyman.
Yeah.
Brutal. Or Bryce, what he did to Kron.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that when he tried to pull guard? This is just beautiful. Beautiful slam knockout. This is, knockout of the year candidate right here.
Gorgeous. Amazing, amazing knockout.
And it was already a shit kicking.
Yeah.
Smith was all over him, defending all of the submission attempts, right? There was like the Choi bar for a second. Just a shit kicking.
Being a pure grappler is bad news in MMA. It is incredibly bad news at bantamweight. Bantamweights, unlike flyweight, bantamweights actually have power. They're only 10 pounds up. Bombs. And that is a actual weirdly freaky horsepower division in MMA where you're in a lot of danger, and much more so than like middleweight or light heavyweight, where somebody you can grapple somebody and be the only person who they've ever faced that knows how to grapple them. Bantamweights, they all know how to grapple. They all know exactly what's going on in there. And they're going to hurt you really, really badly.
Man, this was amazing.
Mm-hmm. For that, Jocelyn Edwards, Priscilla Cachoeira.
Sorry, Zane, but I hope you want a bonus for that.
Bonuses, let me see. They've got to be announced by now. Performance of the night, Anthony Hernandez, Christian Leroy Duncan, Elijah Smith, Jocelyn Edwards. So
cool.
You absolutely did. No fight of the night bonus. Little surprised.
I'm not. If there was, it was the Walker Sakira. Yeah, him and Walker, and like.
No,
I had fun with the fight, but I mean.
Yeah. So Jocelyn Edwards, Priscilla Cachoeira, and maybe it's just the fact that Cachoeira only wants to go out and throw hands, but this is absolutely the most concentrated Jocelyn Edwards has ever looked in a fight. The most on point, the most dialed in. She's usually a very wandery fighter, kind of lets whatever fight's going to happen come to her. But she did a great job of hitting Cachoeira with a few counter takedown attempts that even if they didn't go anywhere, They got Cachoeira hesitating just a half step on throwing combinations. And then Edwards just lit her up with counter combos. Every time Cachoeira stepped in, she would have 3 hooks waiting to come back at her. And Cachoeira is never going to stop coming forward, so that's just going to be free, you know?
I want to say this is the second time I've seen this sort of focus. She did the same shit to Chelsea Chandler.
Sure, fair.
Stormed her fucking castle, beat the shit out of her. Very direct, very intentional.
Yeah. Chandler, I just don't trust it because Chandler is so much worse.
True. Very true.
You know? So it's a lot more impressive.
Not far off.
No, but Cachoeira is dangerous. Chandler's not dangerous.
Dangerous in a tougher fight, for sure.
Yeah.
But also extremely hittable.
Yeah. No. As hittable as hittable gets. So, really good win for Edwards. Terrible
the way
loss.
She knocked her out. It's like she froze her in time. It's like Priscilla was frozen in time and the world just started passing her by, and that caused her back. It wasn't the punch, it was just time moving on without her.
Yeah. No, she got crushed out there.
Oh, that was beautiful. Yeah, Edwards called out Irene Aldana and Mayra Buena Silva.
It's probably going to be, both of those are probably going to be tough fights to get, considering, I guess she is ranked. She's ranked 14th, so.
And 3 finishes in a row.
Yeah, true.
You want to go out and start finishing everyone? All right, let's give her a step up and see what happens.
Yeah. I'd watch that. I'd watch her against Jacqueline Cavalcanti, too. That'd be fine. Carol Hossa would be fine. Yeah.
She already fought Carol Hossa.
Oh, she did. You're right. She already fought Carol Hossa and lost. So, yeah, whatever. If she can get Irene Aldana to face her off a loss, or Mayra Buenos, I guess they're both coming off losses. If she can get either of them to take her as a bounce back fight off a loss, then go for it. Especially Mayra Buena Silva right now. Silva looks like she doesn't know which way is up anymore.
Yeah, she's in dire straits right now.
Yeah. All right. That brings us to a welterweight bout. Uros Medic, Gilbert Erbina. I should have picked Medic.
You didn't pick Medic?
I don't trust him at all.
You trust Erbina?
No, but I don't. Medic is such a... I either get a highlight immediately or I get annihilated so badly that it looks like I should never be allowed to fight again kind of fighter. Erbina is more of a guy that I trust to just go out there and get some wins, get some losses, whatever, not be very good. This is one of the Eros Medic goes out there and just, annihilates someone and instantly fights. I didn't.
Well, he almost got annihilated himself.
Yeah,
I was upset with that too, because the second he dropped, I was like, oh shit, time to go check him out on that live line. I know he was favored coming in, but he's probably about to flip to some underdog odds. But by the time I fucking looked, the fight was already over.
Yeah.
What a laser of a left hand that was.
He really if you took all of the really functional parts of his game away, he's a lot like Giga Chikadze. If you took away all the other stuff that Giga Chikadze does to actually be a top fighter, and you just had the bare bones, like the base model Giga, that's Uros Medic.
Oh, man.
Like I'm saying, is it like the same way Giga Chikadze can absolutely annihilate somebody? When Medic is on, it's that same kind of laser power, just really long, straight shots.
No, I mean, he's a savage. Killed to be killed. It was really the knee that started the whole thing off. He just caught this really nasty knee in the clinch that really was, I feel like that shook Erbina and got him a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
Sick finish.
I'm happy to be wrong. Medic is a lot more fun fighter, win or lose. I always enjoy watching Uros Medic fight.
Yeah, that was nasty.
otherwise, I
You
totally
didn't get a
missed.
bonus for this? That's
No,
fun. That's
we
fun.
didn't.
This was fight of the night.
There you go. I missed Fernandez, Stoliarenko, and Mechanico Brundage, and looking at them as decisions, I had no desire whatsoever to go back and try to watch them.
So the Brundage Mechanico started out fun because Mechanico floored Brundage right out of the gate, knocked him down. But then we got a lot of wall install. Cody ended up rocking Eric there at the end of the first. So the first round, it had some excitement to it. But then got a little sluggish, a little grindy. The Fernandez fight. Yeah, Stoliarenko, she just cannot get a fight to the ground to save her life.
No, I mean, she's always been my arm bar either works or it doesn't, and if it doesn't, I got nothing else going.
She needs to learn some flying arm bars, or needs to start hitting some Imanari rolls, or needs to learn like some guard pulling. She needs to go train with Damian Maya and learn the guard pull, like some half guard sweeps.
Yeah, learn the shot, the single leg into the half guard pull. That was what Maya was a master at.
Yeah.
That's the good way to go, because the problem with the flying arm bar and Imanari roll is that you actually have to be kind of athletic.
True.
And I did not get
has zero.
Maya, he knew the trick. His was, I'm going to shoot on you, and if you stuff me, I'll pull half guard from that, and then I can sit through the half guard on my back and basically like sit up into another takedown shot and wrestle you off my ass to get you down.
Yeah,
he was really good.
It's like a guard pull, half guard pull to wrestle up.
Yeah,
and just nasty. Yeah.
So
if Stoliarenko wants to fight in the UFC, she desperately needs to learn how to do that.
Yeah. All right. I missed those. Like I said, I'm not going to go back and watch them. We'll have a little bit of bonus content, though, coming at you for those of you who are subscribers. There's a link down below. So subscribe, help keep the show going, all that good stuff. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitter at Zane Simon. You can find Eddie on Twitter at Eddie Mercado. You can find me over on Substack or Blue Sky at Zane Simon. You can find Eddie everywhere else he might be at Eddie Mercado. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in.
On the moon.
That's right. On the moon, lost in space. That's right. At Eddie Mercado. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.